Of JV coaching isn't football. Welcome back to JV Matters, a daily podcast on Spotify and YouTube. I'm your host, Coach Lowry. I talk about different aspects of coaching, especially at the JV level. This is for all coaches, parents, and players, and anyone who knows that football isn't about Friday night lights. So let's get started. When most people think about coaching football, they think the hardest part is the game itself, the X's and O's, the planning, the play calling, the practices, the wins and losses. Those things can be challenging. But after years of coaching JV football, I've learned something. The hardest part of JV coaching usually isn't football, it's people. Understanding them, parents, other coaches, players, stands, everything, people in general. It's helping young athletes navigate one of the most challenging times of their lives because most JV players are still trying to figure out who they are. They're learning how to handle success, failure, criticism, and responsibility, and even adversity. Sometimes all in the same week. As a coach, we often see a side of players that many people don't. We see confident athletes who is secretly struggling. The talented player who lacks discipline, the hard worker who doesn't yet believe in himself, the kid who's carrying problems from home into practice every day, and we don't realize it. These are just some of the issues coaches encounter on a daily basis. Football doesn't happen in a vacuum. Players bring their lives with them when they step on the field. And whether coaches like it or not, we end up helping them deal with more than just football. We see it every day. We have to help them overcome some of those problems. If not, it will fester and become a huge, out of control problem that could possibly enter into the school time, their academics, after school, before school. It will become a major issue. I have had conversations with players about their grades, about their effort, about their attitude, about accountability, and sometimes about life. You become their mentor. Sometimes you may be the only person they may be able to talk to, or you may be the only father figure in their life. So you as a coach take on so many roles, so many different hats you're changing on a regular basis. Those conversations rarely make headlights, or highlights, I should say. They don't show up in statistics. They don't appear in the newspapers. But they often become the most important conversations you may have all year long. Because football eventually ends for everybody. But the lessons they learn, and believe it or not, parents and players will appreciate what you've taught them because the lessons that they learn do not end. Those will go with them their entire life. One of the biggest misconceptions about coaching is that players only need instructions. In reality, many players need guidance. They need someone willing to tell them the truth. Someone willing to hold them accountable, hold their feet to the line, someone willing to believe in them when they weren't or are not willing to believe in themselves. You need to be that person. Step up for them. That's not always easy. Sometimes players don't want to hear the truth. They'll hunt, they'll buck, they'll ignore you, they'll whatever. Sometimes they'll push back. Sometimes they make mistakes repeatedly, and they'll point to somebody else. They'll say it's somebody else's fault. It wasn't their fault. There's too many people in my zone. Whatever. They'll come up with some excuse. That's where patience becomes one of the most important parts of coaching. Be there for them and keep working with them. They will get it eventually. They all get it. They will all get it. Because development isn't always linear. Growth doesn't happen overnight. Some lessons take weeks. Some even take years. Because in the end, let them know you are there for them. You care for them. After all, you are a football family. One of the most important or rewarding parts of coaching is seeing a player finally understand something you've been trying to teach them for months. Not just football, but life. Maybe it's accountability. Maybe it's discipline. Maybe it's confidence. Maybe it's realizing that excuses aren't helping them anymore. Maybe you need to stop giving them an easy way out. Those moments are difficult to measure, but coaches remember them. Because those are the moments that remind us why we do this job, why we coach, why we love football. I said that today during our agilities. Is this not the greatest sport ever? You have to believe it. Because then if you do, your players will too. They will follow you. The reality of JV football is that we're developing more than just football players. We're helping them shape habits, develop character, develop their work ethics, their responsibility, and even teamwork. Will every player remember every drill? Probably not. I don't remember every drill. I have to go through and look back. Will every player remember every game? Probably not. But will they remember their coaches who invested in them? Sure they will. The coaches who challenged them? Yes, they will. The coaches who believed in them? You bet. The coaches who refused to let them settle for less than they were capable of becoming? You bet. That's why the hardest part of JV coaching isn't football. It's the responsibility that comes with helping young people grow. Honestly, that's also the most rewarding part. If you're coaching, listen to this and remember this. You may never fully realize the impact you're having on a player's life. Keep coaching, keep teaching, keep helping or keep holding the standards, because sometimes the lessons players learn the most have to do with little with football. They have to do with life, things that they're going to told with them once they leave your program. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this segment. If so, please forward to your friends and family or whoever may benefit from this section. Like and subscribe below. Again, this is Coach Lowry, and you all have an outstanding day. See you on the next one.